Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. It's about that time. Let's go take that walk and see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by today. We got another one here from Ozark Beer Company. They had three of them that were sent to me from this company by Shane. So Shane, thanks again, brother, for sending those beers to me. And this one, he left a little plastic cover cap on here. And this one has a date on the top of it of 12/29/15. So we're going to go ahead and, if I can get this thing off. I like these. They're hard to get off, but I like these. It keeps the top of the can covered up and keeps all that dirt from collecting on top of the can. Plus, it's safer for the wildlife, the geese and the ducks and all the waterfowl out there. Don't get tangled up in the little six-pack rings. It's got the holes in them. So I really like this. I'm not a tree hugger or anything like that, guys, but I don't want to see those animals suffering by getting tangled up in that plastic garbage that they put on there, the six-pack holders and stuff. So I do like these style of caps. Plus it keeps the dirt off the top of the can, so it's win-win. It helps them and it helps us. So yeah. This is Ozark Beer Company American Pale Ale, and they do some really different kind of graphics on here. The only fuss I've got about that, they spending a lot of money on this fancy artwork and graphics on the can, and don't give us the information we need, like the ABV of the beer that's inside the can. Now this particular one, like I said, has the date stamped on top of it. I very seriously doubt that they're doing that for every one of those in the six-pack. So if they're taking these out and setting them on the shelf and taking this off or whatever, very seriously doubt they're putting these stickers on each individual top of the cans. So you may pick one up and it doesn't have that on there and you have no idea how old the beer is. So just my 2 cents. I wish they would spend a little more of their money on giving us a little more information and maybe a dating machine to stamp those on the bottom so that every can has it on there. So end of rant. The one we did yesterday was very, very tasty, and the Belgian style ale was very nice. So I decided to go ahead and pull this one and see what this one was about. I cannot get these beers here, and like I told you yesterday, I don't think the brewery is very big because Rate Beer doesn't even have them listed anywhere. So, but we got lucky on this one. Beer Advocate has a rating score on it, so and I tell you this all the time, guys, that rating score makes no difference to me whatsoever. Whether it's a 30, it's a 80, or it's a 100, I'm gonna tell you what I think about the beer. It doesn't matter what anybody else has thought about the beer. Now, you know, beer tastes are subjective. What I may love, you may hate, and vice versa. What you may love, I may hate. So I'll just give you my 2 cents on what I think about the beer. Whether I agree or disagree with either of the sites that I look at for information. I go based on what this guy thinks. So let's get on with this one. I don't have a commercial description. This one here, Beer Advocate says this is a 4.30 ABV. Very light American Pale Ale. This one would be classified as a session beer, being a 4.3%er. So, another reason, because these sites have been misleading before. It doesn't have a picture of the can. It has a picture of a bottle with a question mark on it. So, and from year to year, some of these beer recipes change and the ABV changes, and sometimes they just get it wrong altogether. So, and I usually don't go to these people's websites when I'm doing. If I'm doing a Stone beer, I don't go to Stone's website. If I'm doing a Sierra Nevada, I don't go to their website unless I'm trying to figure out some silly ass code. And usually I go to the U.S. beer list and it'll tell me what the coding is instead of having me go on the website, because I don't do that when I buy the beer. I don't go to the website trying to figure this information out. It needs to be on the can and the bottle so we don't have to. Shouldn't have to jump through hoops to figure out how old the beer is and what the ABV of the beer is. So maybe one day it'll happen. Food pranks for this beer, guys. Cuisine is Pan-Asian. Cheeses are earthy Camembert Fontina. Your nutty cheeses, Asiago, Colby, Parmesan. Your tangy cheeses, Brick, Edam, and Feta. And the meat is poultry. Glass-wired, pint, Beckernotic, tumbler, mugs, found Sedale. I'm going to use my Sovereign beer glass again today. Not recommended for extended cellaring unless ABV extends average rate. It does not, being if it's a 4.3% like Beer Advocate says it is. So that's all we need to talk about. So let's start pouring and stop talking. This may be a good lawnmower beer, especially being a 4.3%. And as of yesterday, you can see it's fairly well carbonated. It's already got a good finger and a quarter of head, so I'm going to ease up on the pour so I can get it all into the glass. But still, we're going to get a big, massive head on there. I almost got it all in there. Very well carbonated, would you think? Yes, I would. Alright guys, 3 fingers of head on this one. It looks like it's still kind of trying to grow out of the top of it, so just a little bit overcarbonated. Big soapy bubbles, nice and creamy on top. Bigger bubbles around the side of the glass. What happened to my light over there? Let me turn my light off or the bulb burn out. There we go. So let me get this over into the light. This looks a little cloudy. Yeah, this is kind of cloudy. Don't know if it's an unfiltered version, but it is very cloudy, guys. Nice orange tangerine color. Let's get a nose on it. I got it on there. Got it on the end of my nose. Wow. Very hoppy. Tangerine, oranges. Very nice hop presence. Grapefruit. Maybe some mango in there. Wow. Very hoppy. And like I said, this one is put in the can on December 29th. So, 6-7 weeks old, something like that. So, very nice aroma. Very, very nice aroma. Especially for a 4.3%er. They've used a lot of hops on this. Smells great. Let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Shane. Thank you, sir. IBUs are a little strong on this one for 4.3%. And this is not considered an IPA. This is a pale ale. So the hop bitterness is a little strong for a pale ale. A little on the, and a lot of these session beers, these 4 point whatever, less than 5%ers, are usually a little thin and watery to me. But this one has a very pleasant aroma and taste. Just a little bit strong on the bitterness units on this, and I would think this was probably in the 50s or 60s on this. Just my guess. Good session beer though. A good beer or lawnmower beer if you wanted to come in and have 1 or 2 of these after working in the yard. A good summertime beer in my opinion. But you could have a couple of them and go back to what you were doing. Very tasty. Well, let me take it back and let her have a taste of it, and we'll come back and do the final chug on it after I sip on it for a little bit. For a 4.3%er, it's got a lot of taste. Just a little bit heavy on the bitterness. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it about 45 minutes. Very tasty. I do think it's a little bit unbalanced though. I'm getting too much bitterness for the sweetness of the beer. But other than that, it's very, very tasty. It's very juicy, very citrusy. Getting some tropical fruit notes in there. It does have some pininess to it. Very nice hop aroma. Smells very good. Let's do the final chug. Maybe some oranges or tangerines in there. Very nice. It is a very nice beer, guys. And just like yesterday, I would like to see the ABV written on there so we'll know what we're buying. Are we buying a 4%? We're buying a 6, 8, 10%? So they need to put that on the can of what the ABV is. And this particular one, like I said, has a date, the little price tag looking sticker on top of it. I'd be surprised if they were doing that on the top of each one of these cans. Probably just one sticker per 6-pack. And once that's broken down and put on store shelves, you're not going to have any idea. So they need to put the date on the bottom of the can so it's there and can't be separated from what the date is. It's like printed on the 6-pack or the case, and then it's put on the shelves and you have no idea. So, and I understand they're probably a pretty small brewery, so they just need to spend less money on their artwork and more on the information on what's inside the can, the ABV and the date. So for me, guys, this is pretty much in line with yesterday's beer. I'm going to give this a 7, which is a B+. Very decent beer. Just not quite as balanced as I think it could or should be. Over to Beer Advocate, they say 87 in the scale. And like I told you, Right Beer doesn't even have this beer company listed. I couldn't find anything. It returned 0 results when I typed in Ozark Beer Company. So if you've had this one from them, their American Pale Ale, let me know what you think, guys. It was very tasty. Thank you, Shane. I do appreciate it. Come on back tomorrow. Let's go see what's in the fridge. See you then.